Hello, I'm Angela. I am Canadian, a mother, a coach, educational associate, and I am determined. This was my first introduction to my peers at the beginning of my journey through ECS110. This was a hard task for me. I struggled with finding the right words to describe myself, and I was cautious to what I said so that others didn't judge me. All of these words were safe. This is going to be the real, hard truth of my journey through the struggles, the triumphs, and the aha moments that made me begin to think critically at the world around me. I grew up in a small town, and within our community, we were well sheltered to many things. I grew up in a white, nuclear, working class family. Growing up, I was told stories about other races, and to be honest, people of color scared me because all that I knew were the stories and myths that I was told. Our second self story was about race. I told the story of the new girl in our class, and I ended it by saying, I decided right at the moment that although she wasn't the same as me, that she could still be a great friend. With this, Katia challenged me with the question of why did I end it that way? What was the purpose of me ending it to look like the hero? This was my first aha moment. I felt very defensive about this question and definitely experienced white fragility. I instantly began to question myself on the reason why I ended it this way. I have always been an includer. I didn't want people to be left out, and I've always been pretty open to new people. I thought I was being friendly. I was still closed minded to the fact that by writing that statement, I was looking like the savior. I'm still struggling with this a bit, having a hard time distinguishing between personality traits and the fact of trying to be the hero. It took me some deep critical thinking and exploring within myself to realize that I was falling right into the normative that I didn't think I was a part of. As we continued to explore throughout the course, the next aha moment for me was when we began to discuss white privilege, another confession of mine. I have never thought about this before, and I have never seen myself as privileged. In fact, when I heard this term, I rolled my eyes and thought, oh, here we go again. I had a really hard time digging deep and openly taking in the topic when talked about in class. I really needed to take time to do a lot of self reflection and think critically on why this was so hard for me to wrap my head around. Why was I being so close minded to this? I started to work on myself. I started to look at my work, personal, and social situations. I took in the information from the course readings and the activities we did. The How Privileged Are You quiz helped me to see how some of the topics being brought forward were things I had never thought about or things that my children or I have never had to worry about throughout our life. As my kids grow, learn new things, meet new people, and have new experiences, I've always told them that everyone is equal and they all need to be treated with respect. I thought I was doing the right thing. My son's best buddy was a person of color. There was a post that circulated on Facebook of a white boy and a boy of color, and how the white boy asked his mom if he could get his hair cut like his friends, their teacher wouldn't be able to tell them apart. I became an ally of this post. I shared it, and I thought how much this reminded me of my son and his little buddy. This is something he would totally want to do. I thought that he was oblivious to the fact that they had different skin colors. Well, I was wrong. One day he asked me why he was brown. I was embarrassed instantly and said that everyone is different, that they have different colors of hair, some are tall, some are short, etc. When I look back now, I think that was a moment that I could have given a bit more education about this. But instead, I instantly felt like I needed to defend his little buddy, but at the same time, downgrade what he faced every day, and once again was playing the role of the white savior. Throughout my journey in this course, I have rethought this comment. Yes, everyone should be treated with respect. That I had correct. But I have realized that everyone is not the same. My children will have different experiences and be treated differently for the mere fact that they are white. They may have struggles and face discrimination because of their gender, class status, fashion taste, or sexuality, but they will never have to worry about being discriminated against daily because of the color of their skin. As my journey continued, we came to the topic of gender and gender roles, and this is a topic that really gets me worked up. I have two daughters and one son. I have raised them all the same way, but I've watched dynamics of how family members have treated them different and say different things to them as they have grown. My son has been told that boys don't kiss boys. I have heard him been told that boys play with trucks and girls play with Barbie. My daughter wore full head to toe Spider-Man PJs for months of her life. The same person that told them this was the same person that purchased those pajamas. For her, that was okay. She wasn't told that girls play with dolls and boys play with Spider Man. Why do the rules change when it comes to the boy versus the girl? As a parent, I struggle with those thoughts. Why do we have to separate them into the binary right off the bat? Why does it matter what kind of toys they play with? Children are pushed to fit into the binary they were biologically born into by family, clothing, toys, and media before they can really decide for themselves. Throughout my journey, I really started to believe that prejudice plus power equals oppression. This is something again that I had never considered. I never saw myself as prejudiced. Honestly, I felt fragility if I was told that I was prejudiced. But I have now realized that I do hold prejudices and I do have power because I'm simply white, and this in turn causes oppressions. I'm now aware of this and trying to realign myself. ECS 110 was a great learning experience for me. It helped to motivate me to start thinking critically and not be so close minded and firm on what I think is right. I've learned just because we have been told a story or a myth, that doesn't make it right. It also has brought me to a new introduction. Hello, my name is Angela. I'm a heterosexual, white, middle class C female that has white privileges and is able bodied.